Hello and welcome. Today I'm working in my small binder art journal, and I've just taken some leftover size 3.5 by 5 pieces of mixed media paper, and then I just punch a hole in the upper corner and ring it, and so it's my ringed art journal, the small one. So here I'm taking one of those mixed media papers, and I've selected a jelly print. And this jelly print's just on some nice copy paper, like 32-pound copy paper. I glue it on with my Tombow glue stick and then cut it down to size. Now that it's the right size, I'm taking a few collage papers from Jelly Prints and putting them on the left side just to add more interest. And these are just leftover scraps. And I trim that down to size. I'm going to give that a acrylic matte varnish seal. That's from Liquitex, and that's going to help with the water soluble product I'm going to be using. And also an added bonus is if I don't like what I'm doing, as long as I do it quickly, I can take a baby wipe and wipe it off. So I let that dry, and then I'm coming in with some Dove Gray Stays On ink and a stamp from Rubber Dance Stamp. I was thinking I was going to like the Dove Gray, but then I just opt to go back to black. And so I use the same stamp and just go right over top. It doesn't have to line up perfectly. And I want to make sure that's dry. And I'm grabbing my Neocolor IIs. I got 2 blue crayons, one's in light blue and one's in turquoise. So I'm making sure those stamps are dry. And I start with that looks like the turquoise. Unless I see them together, I don't know for sure. And I'm just kind of free-handing these petals. I'm not one that needs perfect flowers, so just gonna do it quickly. The little one's harder because you kind of got to squeeze those petals in there. And I don't want to totally cover the black. I want to see some of the black, but I don't want to see a lot of it. So I tried covering some with the white, and the white Neocolor just isn't working very well. So I grab a white Posca paint pen and start going on top of the black and the blue. it ends up taking a couple different times with each one to get the coverage I want and the color I want. So it's just playing with it to what you like. I'm also doing a little bit of splatter with that art graph. It's not sure exactly what the material is, but it says it's water-soluble Taylor's chalk. But it gives a nice white splatter. Coming back in with my white, I've already added more blue, so just kind of going back and forth. Again, I still want to see some of that black coming through, but not a lot of it. More white to make it stand out a little bit. And I'm adding some circles, some filled in circles in the turquoise, I believe. And I've got to let that dry a little bit, and then I can come back in with a Posca paint pen and just circle around it to help them stand out a little bit. And then I add a few dots in those circles. Okay, I think I put a fixative on here because it does have a little bit of a shine. Unfortunately, the only fixative I have right now is a gloss, which I do not like, but I'm going to use it till it's gone, and now I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. I'm using the Black Stays on Ink again, and I believe this is a rubber dance stamp. And I don't want it to be like a solid stamp, so I'm not putting it on an acrylic block. I just kind of am pushing down in spots. And the easiest way to get ink on is just do the opposite, put the pad, ink pad, on top of your stamp. So I didn't want a whole lot of that, just over there on that left side. I do come back in with a sewing edge. Looks like it's been sewn on the left, but I don't get it on camera, so you'll see that coming up. And I'm not sure if that was an Amazon stamp or rubber band stamp. But here's my focal piece. I chose to go green to kind of bring some of that green out in the background. And this was just a jelly print that I drew some leaves on and cut out, and now I'm just putting it on with the Tombow glue stick. There, now you can see that I'm somehow missed getting on camera the stamp down the left side. And it's just one that looks like a sewing stitch. You can get those on Amazon, you can get those a lot of places. But I add my sentiment, it says stay present, and I just printed that on my Cricut on black cardstock. And now I want to put a matte varnish seal over everything. Not only does it seal it to protect it, but it also will get rid of the shine from my glossy fixative. And I take any excess off with that catalyst. And that's it. I hope this kind of gives you some inspiration for your own artwork. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and you have a great day.